Hello friends, so here we are back again. I hope by now you have seen the video that I've created about our relationships with the mother. And if you haven't, I'm going to share the link in the description below. Please do go and watch that video as well. Because our relationships with our mothers and our fathers are so important that they determine the rest of our lives. Unless we understand our relationships with our mothers and fathers, we shall find that somewhere within us there is a vacuum, and however strong our efforts might be to heal ourselves and to grow, to evolve, to shift from old past patterns, those efforts will come to naught because we have not understood fully and not healed fully our relationships with the mother energy and the father energy. Just to remind you, the primary soul contract and the most important soul contract that any human being makes is the contract between your soul and the soul of your biological mother, and the contract that you have with a non-biological mother if that mother energy has also been present in your life. The secondary soul contract that is entered into by any human being is the contract between yourself and the biological father and or the man who was a non-biological father figure for you. As a soul contract, there are definitely aspects of learning that both souls seek to get from the contract. For example, if there is a contract between landlord and tenant, the landlord expects to get some benefit from it and the tenant expects to get some benefit from it. That is a given in any contract between two parties. But in your contracts with your mother and your father, the contract is set primarily for the learning and growth of the soul that is the child. And the secondary purpose could be the purpose of the mother energy or the father energy. But the soul contract between child and mother and child and father are entered into primarily and most importantly for the learning and for the growth and for the evolution of the soul that is the soul of the child. We learned that the mother energy helps us to learn about nurturance and love and emotional anchorage, which of course starts from the self. It's self-love, self-emotional anchorage, self-nurturance. Only then can be provided for others. Similarly, our soul contracts with our fathers also start with a vital learning, which of course starts from the self. But the lessons we learn from the father energy are very, very different. The lesson we learn is the lesson of divine strength, divine power, and divine authority. The lesson we learn from the mother energy is divine love and divine nurturance. With the father, we have to learn lessons about important questions like, who am I when I'm connected with the world? Do I become aggressive? Do I become timid? Do I lose myself in relationships? Do I devote myself to looking after others and completely ignoring my own self, my needs, my desires? These important questions about your personal strength, your personal empowerment, and your sense of personal authority are the important lessons that we learn or that we hope to learn from our soul contracts with our Father. The Father stands as a symbol of authority. As the so-called provider, he of course plays a role. But the sense of inner authority is the lesson that we have to learn from the Father energy. Please do not misunderstand. I absolutely am not saying that the mothers of this world have no authority. Completely not true. I am talking about the energy, not about the human beings. The Father energy is the energy of divine power, divine strength, divine courage, divine authority. That is why both of these energies reside within each one of us. Each one of us has the mother energy and each one of us has the father energy. There is no human being on earth that has embodied only one energy. It is not possible. The father energy, again, exactly like we had learnt in the video about the mother, whether the father energy we encounter is through the biological father or a non-biological father who steps into the role of father, is really immaterial. We are not talking of the human beings, we are talking of the energy and the purpose of this energy in our lives. Just like the soul contracts we have with our mothers, sometimes the soul contracts we have with our fathers are also what we would in human parlance call negative soul contracts, where the father might be abusive, where the father might be a tyrant, where the father might be, in fact, not at all teaching us the lesson of authority and strength. He may be very, very meek, very timid, very unsure of himself. We also have people with soul contracts with wonderful relationships with their fathers, with wonderful positive contracts with their fathers. We all have our soul contracts according to what we believe at a soul level, not intellectual level. What we believe at a soul level is what we require to enable our learning and to deepen our learning. If you have a negative or a positive energy that is interacting between your father and you, then please look for a good spiritual mentor and a good therapist. Both can guide you in their own unique and special ways to healing the wounds and to understanding the soul contract. In order to heal yourself completely, you have to understand, you have to get 100%, you have to get why you as a soul. Please remember, though this is so hard for me to say and so hard for you to hear, there is no blame to be apportioned to any person. It is a soul contract that you entered into. Your soul entered into a contract with this person. So why did it choose to enter into such a contract? If there are harsh terms in your contract, if there is abuse in your contract, if there is tyranny in your contract, you have to take the time, even if this means months and years, you have to take the time for yourself in order to heal 100%, in order to understand 100% why did you as a soul put in these harsh terms into the contract. You are very, very wise as a soul. You are evolved as a soul. You are expanded as a soul. So there is no way you have put in these terms because you were silly or because you didn't know or because you were ignorant. Not at all. You made a very soul conscious decision to put in these terms. Yes, those soul conscious decisions are forgotten by us when we are embodied because of the veils of forgetfulness. But it doesn't mean that the awareness is not present. The awareness is very much present within us. You will need, all of us do, the guidance of a spiritual mentor who can very slowly, gently, lovingly, but firmly guide you upon that path so that that self-awareness comes to the fore and you know, with your intellect, you know why you chose to put into your contract the terms that you did. And of course, the same is true even if your contract is a very positive one. Why did you put in the positive terms? What is the lesson that you are hoping to learn? What is the lesson that you're hoping to deepen within yourself? Remember, the ultimate goal of each soul, is this: 100% amalgam of the mother energy and the father energy. 100% amalgam. This amalgam does not take place, cannot take place in just one embodiment. And that is why we take several embodiments, and each time our contracts with our mother and our father, non-biological and biological, are the very first contracts that take place. Then all the other contracts follow. We have come into this world with many contracts. And we make these contracts way before we are embodied. There is only one contract that we do not make as disembodied souls. We make that one contract as embodied souls. And that is a soul contract that we agree to go in to with a soul that chooses us as a mother and a father. Besides that contract, almost all contracts are created when we are disembodied souls preparing the blueprint for our next earthly journey. I hope and I pray that this video and the video on relationship with your mother shall help you to complete your healing, shall help you to deepen your self-awareness, shall help you towards that one goal that you and I share: 100% amalgam of the mother energy and the father energy within us.